Hi, welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. Today's episode is the wrap-up of how to get started in Magic. So the whole purpose of these videos were to show you the products that you would be buying to start to get into the game. So whether you bought a starter deck, and even though this is not the card that came with it, this is the one that I got while I was drafting. And I decided to get a Liliana zombie starter deck. Or you bought the deck builders toolkit, which I've opened up and showed you what was in there. By the end of after a month, you should have acquired either a starter deck or a deck box toolkit. It's up to you. I bought both just to show you the options. Most likely by now you have bought a bundle, and I gave you the benefits of why you should be buying a bundle. I buy one for each new set that comes out because I like the catalogs and I like being able to look through and seeing what different cards there are, so it makes it easier for me to make a deck. Also, by now you probably would have bought a deck box to hold your standard deck. Whatever your budget is, you can pick. I'm not doing a product review because I don't really get into it that much. I bought some sleeves. Again, I think these are Pro Mat sleeves, and I like these sleeves. So when you're shuffling, it has a nice glide. And this is the sideboard that I had built for the standard deck. Now, when you get a starter, they don't tell you to build a sideboard, and the reason why, because they just want you to play casual. But I'm trying to help you get geared up to play Friday Night Magic in standard. And so, even though this deck that I built is not ready to compete with most of the competitive decks they have, it's still enough to teach you the fundamentals of the game and play casually with other players and have a chance of winning games. That was the whole purpose of these videos, is to introduce these products to new people, let them know what they're going to expect, and also to give you somewhat of how much I've spent for this series. So in about 5 weeks, I've spent close to $120, maybe $130 total. And that includes the $12 to $15, depending on where you go, drafts per week. Buying this bundle, that's going to cost you anywhere between $35 to $40 for the Dominaria. Buying the tool kit, which is like 20 plus tax. If you buy a deck box, you can spend anywhere between the quality, depending on what you want, $5 to $10. You could even go up to 15 or 20, depending on what you want. The sleeves, they come in packs of 50, so you're going to need to buy 2. So that's around $7 or $8. I was able to pick up this Playset Pro binder. And I want to say these are under 20 or 15. This mat I have that was given to me, but you can pick up a play mat for anywhere between $10 and $20, depending on what the play mat is. So these are all the things that you're going to be picking up eventually as you play the game. And they all have a purpose, and they're a good purpose. One, once you start playing Magic, you're going to want to have sleeves to protect your cards. Like this card right here is not that expensive of a card. It's like anywhere between $5 and $7. But you still should have it protected. Plus, when you have your cards sleeved, like I was showing you, it just makes it easier to shuffle. Next, you should always have a deck box. Even though the starter from her came with a deck box, it doesn't fit the sleeves. So this deck box fits up to, I want to say, around 80 to 100 cards. Oh, here it is, 80 plus. So I can put my standard deck in there. I can keep my sideboard, which is 15 cards, which you're allowed to have, and you can switch them out during the course of the game. So I'll just give you a basic rule. So if I decide to sideboard out 4 cards, I'm just picking these random 4 cards, and there's the starter, Liliana. So I would put those aside, and usually you just put those down so your opponent can't see. Then you take your sideboard cards, and then you look through, depending on the matchup you're playing. You know, in some cases, there are spells that you can't stop because you're not a counter deck. So in order to stop those, you might want to play this card Duress, where you can target opponent reveals their hand, and you choose a non-creature, non-land card from it, and that player discards it. So that's a good way of disrupting. They might have a creature that you can't deal with, so you might want to sideboard this removal. And even though it's at sorcery speed, which means you can only play it on your turn, being able to exile a target creature is big in this game. And to put 2 loyalty counters on a planeswalker you control, right now this deck currently has 3, and we'll be looking for 1 more. Or you might be facing a deck that's just putting massive damage on you real quick. So you might want to add this card as a sideboard, where at the beginning of your upkeep, the Fountain of Renewal, you gained 1 life. And then after a while, if you really are digging for a card, you can sacrifice it to draw a card. Same thing why I included Diamond Mare in here, because as Diamond Mare enters the battlefield, choose a color. Whenever you cast a color of the chosen color, you gain a life. So I'm not going to go too much into the deck, because I actually want to do a video just on the deck and why I pick things. And we'll continue to work on this deck for this series. The last thing I want to show you before I end this video, because I'm trying to keep these videos under 10 minutes, is the importance of getting a binder. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of binder you get, but you're going to be acquiring cards. So I'm going to pull out these 3. So here's a Karn you've seen me open up in a video. So that's a nice Planeswalker. That's a $30 card. I have Sarkhan. And Vraska, the Relic Seeker. So as you get, a trade binder is usually for, you put your rares that you're not using or you're willing to trade. So I've set them up by color. And I'm going to make another video just on the trade binder and the importance of a trade binder. But I just wanted to give you a little preview. Actually, let me just tilt this up. Sorry about that. And I will be pulling out cards when I do the video just on the trade binder. But as you can see, I'm just putting them by color, and these are all the rares. And I will be talking about how learning the importance of value of the cards that you have in your trade binder and what you should be trading for, and developing your own method for how you want to handle trades. I'll just show this last card right here. I always did like this dragon. So that'll do it. This is a wrap up, like I said. For all you new players out there, this is what you should expect to have after about a month. A trade binder, a playmat, sleeves, cards, deck box, the beginning of a standard deck. And I want to state that you should always, as new players, be drafting at least for the first month, because it helps you learn about the new set, you meet new people, and if you tell them that you're new, this is your first time or second time, or you just started playing, they will help you and share their knowledge with you. At least most of them will. Well, it's 10 minutes, so I need to cut this off. If you like what you see, hit the like button. And if there's any other tips for new people you'd like to leave it in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I will be doing Magic the Gathering videos. I'm going to try to do at least once a week. And I'm going to try to have them on Fridays. This is mostly a comic book channel, but it's also about what I'm into. So it's art, comic books, and Magic the Gathering, and that's what my channel is going to be about. But it's mostly going to be about comic books. Well, that's all I have for the moment, and I will catch you later.